So in the last video we looked at Nvidia going back to the 2018-29 time period, and we were looking at smaller increments of 6 multiples, looking at 60 cents and $360.80, which is a half of 360. Now I'm going to do something different. Instead of using just the natural numbers, I'm going to project increments up off of a low. So I'm taking this low from 3/9/2020, the week of 3/9/2020. The low was 452. So all I'm going to do is increment upwards by adding $6 as we move up. So looking at the whole number price of $6, each yellow line is that multiple of 6. And to do that again, I just use the price tool, put all the increments, $6 increments from 452 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 all the way up to 142.52. Then I also put the 144 number in as a little bit of extra. So you can just look through the chart and see what happens. The 1052 was passed through, then became support later on after a long sideways move. Then each particular level offered resistance. If it was taken out cleanly the first time, it held support at least for a couple of weeks the next time it was hit on the retracement. But you can see we've got a clean move from the low. We've got a clean move to this high, a direct hit to this high here. And that's a 5-level move up. So you can see what happens on the way down. We got minor support at the first level down, kicked it back up for a week, then traded down the second level. And we got a serious reaction there. Not so much in price, but in time. We had quite a bit of time pass by, almost 3 months before that move down continued. Then it went down one more level, and we had a long sideways period bouncing around at that level. Notice what happens around these levels when they become consolidation areas. Take a close look at that and see what that tells you. And then it ended up coming back all the way down to the 1052 area. So it came 4 full levels back down to there before it moved out for good when that whole section of that reaction was over. Notice how we had a bigger 5-wave pattern coming down through those 5 levels. So you want to incorporate your pattern thinking in with this as well, whether you're thinking in terms of Elliott or other market technical patterns. You always want to consider that. You can see in this first wave down, we had the one week reaction up. Then we had an ABC wave for the wave 2. Then we basically had a strange shaped 5-wave wave 3 up to wave 4, and then a straight shot down, completing that move down to that 1052 area. Just scrolling forward a little bit. After that low was made, we hit that next level up, kicked it back, and then we had a pretty strong move where we did get a stiff resistance at this level here, where we had quite a few weeks where the market was sideways, making that little rectangle before it finally broke out. But that rectangle here is a serious continuation sign. And so as soon as that area right there at that price was taken out, like right in this area here, would be a good trigger point to get into that long move up. And then you can see what happens as we go through those levels. I'm not going to talk about each thing, but you can clearly see what happens as we go through. Then we get into the really strong move after we had this consolidation around this area for quite a few months. Then we had the big break here in early 24, where we made this strong move up, but you can still see how critical these levels are for support and resistance. And then looking up now to the current frame here, we've had this basically a three-wave reaction on this weekly chart. And then we had a strong move up. And now when we looked at this high in the last video, we were at 140 and change. Well, now we have this strong resistance at the 142, 52 area. And just above that was the 144 in the green. So you can see that part of the reason for that high attempt to reach that high falling short here was because we also had that 142.52 level, which was our 6 incremented up all the way from that low. So that's just a look at these price levels just from that pivot point. I'll probably come back and maybe expand on this a little bit more in another video.